And I also want to check too if your audio comes through.
Yeah.
All right, I just started it. Say something.
Yo.
All right, I just started it. Say something. Yo. There we go. All right. What's going on, guys? This is Professor Diehard, and I'm actually. It's been an actual long time since I've been joined by Aries Gaming Productions. So what's going on, Aries?
Yeah. Gosh, nothing much. We here talking about some Samurai Warrior. I almost said Dynasty Warriors. God. Samurai Warriors 5.
Samurai Warriors 5. Yeah, we've got to say, back in the when we were in college together, we were RAs, and we were obsessed with like Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, and Warriors Orochi. Like there was one night I was had to stay up really late, and I had to I had to like watch over for the weekend of the dorms, and we bought the game. And we played like probably 14 hours straight, like all through the night.
Yeah, I think we started it. I think at like right at like 3, and I think we ended like 3 in the afternoon, and
Yeah.
I think we ended it at 3 in the morning.
I think we went. I think we went to 5. It was like already dawn,
yeah,
and
it
we
might have
well
been.
because like I was
Jeez,
noticing the
yeah.
time, and I was just like, oh god, like I'm terrified. Like I don't want to tell Evan. I don't want to tell you that like what
Yeah,
time it was. But we were both so into it. We
it
were having
was,
such a good time. But
but
so
yeah, it was
yeah. So like we're here. This is Samurai Warriors 5 review. This is an honest review. And by the way, I do not own any rights to any of this footage. All rights belong to Koei Techmo. I don't own any rights to this game either. I purchased it. I purchased this on the PlayStation Store. I did pay full price for it. For one, I do want to support Koei Tecmo. And this is going to be a very honest review. So we're going to talk about the good things, the bad things. We're also going to preface it with a lot of our history with the series. Not just with Samurai Warriors, with Dynasty Warriors too, as well. This is the whole Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, the Warriors series in general. We have been long time fans for God. What was the first Samurai Warriors game you played, or the first Warriors game you played?
the first Warriors was OG Samurai Warriors on PS2,
Mm,
and I played it when I was 4. So that would have
wow.
been in 1999.
Yeah,
I believe so. I think that was when. Well, no, it would have been. No, it would have been after that because
it would have been after that. I think it came out in
didn't come out. It was
2003 or
2001.
okay.
2001, I think. So it would have been. Yeah. So it would have been 2001. I would have been 6. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
would have just. I probably would have just turned 6, and I played it for the first time, and I thought it was so amazing.
Yeah.
And so good. The storytelling was so good, especially for PS1 back in the day, because you didn't have like
You mean
a whole
PS2?
lot of like, yeah, the PS2. You didn't
Yeah.
have like a whole lot of games like this running around, where it was like basically a hack and slash, they used to call them, and they probably still do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more along the lines of me not knowing a whole lot about Japanese history, not knowing a whole lot that this is basically like this is the romanticized versions. The Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors games are the romanticized versions of the historical events that actually took place in each one of those. Dynasty Warriors takes place actually very early, like we're talking like almost like almost like 174, like
Yeah.
CE, like Common Era, and then Samurai Warriors jumps way into the future into like the 17th and 16th century.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a big time gap between both the games. But yeah, the first time I played it, and then Samurai Warriors 2 was probably about a year or two later. I think I want to say after that was when
Yeah.
I actually got to play Samurai Warriors 2.
Yeah, so my first entry, the very first one, if I remember correctly, was actually Dynasty Warriors 5. And then I loved the game so much because it taught me a lot about history. Again, with like not obviously what you play is not exactly how it happened, but there's historical events and key figures of history through China and Japan. And then I've also played Samurai Warriors. I didn't get to play the first one. I got to play the first one, but it was the Extreme Legends version. So I got the other version later on in life, but like I was obsessed with it. It was something that I played over and over and over again with different
Yeah.
characters. Magawichi Saika was like, and Hanzo Hattori. And actually, Mitsuhide was actually some of my top
Hmm.
characters I loved with a passion. They were so much fun. There were so many storylines to go through, and it's just like if you actually go back now and watch those games, they're pretty cringy and very
Yeah. Hmm.
they're very weird, but like they were so cool and so ahead of their time. And yeah, and then now here we are, Samurai Warriors 5, and we have a lot to talk about here. We have a lot to unpack. So you know, I've been playing through the game. I just finished Nobunaga's Path, and I'm still working on Mitsuhide's, but like I feel like I've played quite enough to actually have a solid opinion on most of the game. And you know, and Aries here is joining in. He hasn't played it. He's seen a lot of content with it though. And you know, what we like to do here with on my channel is we like to have different perspectives of you know people who are playing the game, people who've maybe seen the game, and just you know that outside perspective that you know that hasn't been swayed by anything just yet. So we want to hit it at all sides, you know, as we go forward. But yeah, so the first thing is yeah, we're talking about the love of the OG games. I'm a huge Empires fan. I love the Empires games that come out. Like
Yeah.
we still when we hang out, we'll play Samurai Warriors 4 Empires and just have an absolute blast. And then the Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, the original 8 Empires. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
because
love
the
that
new
one as
one's gonna
well.
come out because 9 sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, which I hate that because like you can't even get the original Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires on the store anymore. You have to actually buy a hard copy, which is like impossible to find. And
Yeah.
then yeah, because Dynasty Warriors 9 tanked so bad, they wanted to change the name of it back to 8 because they don't want it to affect sales. Which I mean, I don't know what to say there,
Yeah.
but it's sad. So anywho, so that's our love of it. So here's my thing. What was your initial thoughts of this game before, you know, before it came out? And I'll share mine after yours. But what were your
Mm.
thoughts? Like, what did you see? Did you see a lot of any information about it? This and be honest. Like, what was your initial thoughts?
Yeah. I did see a lot of info on it. The only thing that I really saw from it was just the initial trailer that it came out, and then after the trailer, looking at some like the character designs, like some of the combat stuff, how that
Mm-hmm.
looked, some of the new move sets and everything that certain characters have. Like Hanzo's moveset's completely different from
Yeah.
how it's been for like the past like 4, 5, 6 games really.
Mm-hmm.
And so they changed him up a lot. And the character designs look a lot better for most of the cast. Like Ieyasu isn't like this like tub of lard running around swinging a spear
The
anymore. Like
cannon
he's
spear.
basically, yeah, he's an actual human being now who like looks like how he probably would have honestly looked, how I
Mm-hmm.
imagine he would actually probably look. So like he looks way better. Mitsuhide and stuff looks better in his like the younger outfit for Mitsuhide. I actually like a whole lot in the game, just like how because they had him with like the long hair coming down, but I actually kind of like the how he's got the bun looking like
Yeah, he
now,
has
and
the,
so
the
basically
Japanese
this.
man bun going on.
Yes,
Um,
so that looks a lot better. Nobunaga's design is all right. I just prefer his Samurai Warriors 1 design a lot more.
what about the
And
second
some of the
Samurai
other
Warriors game?
characters. Say it Warriors game. I don't think they changed him that much. I
They
don't remember them
did.
changing him that much.
He had the fur
Yeah,
around the.
yeah, the fur was it's a little iffy. Yeah, I
Interesting.
don't think
Okay.
the fur one was alright, but like original like vampire looking Nobunaga is the
Yeah.
goat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that you get that outfit for free if you bought the game, and like yeah,
Yeah.
it's right here.
So
I'm
like yeah,
showing it.
that particular outfit is just amazing. But
Yeah.
there's that. I mean, like I don't. I know. I mean, you talked about it the other day. I don't mind how Tadakatsu looked as much as I thought I would have. Now that I
Hmm.
see him a little bit more, because like they still gave him like the antler thing and his helmet and stuff, and like that picture right there. If they just like did that design and actually had his moveset, his OG moveset
His
with
original, the
that design,
Tamagiri.
Yes, I don't even mind that. Him with like the OG Dragonfly cutter. Like I don't even mind that.
Yeah, yeah,
Hanzo's new look is pretty dope.
yeah,
Um,
100%. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. He looks like a character from like Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
He like straight up looks like he came right out of Demon Slayer, and I love that.
And I'll be
Uh,
honest, like I'm a huge fan of his original outfit as well. I
hmm.
always hated his new renditions of his outfit because it just that first
Yeah,
one that you
they
ever
didn't put the they didn't put the shinobi like the hood over his face and like the hood over his head stuff. They went like this really weird uh like bronze helmet type of thing. And
uh-huh.
it looks silly.
It looked really
His
silly.
best look
I
is from
hated
Dynasty
it.
Warriors is yeah. His best look is from Samurai Warriors 1. That's the best look that he has.
And obviously now, yeah. So there's
Mm.
that. So okay, so that was your any other thoughts before we move on to mine?
Um basically and I don't think people realize I think this is the newest Samurai Warriors game they came out with besides Spirit of Sanada. I'm pretty sure was I think
Yeah,
Spirit of Sanada was the last Samurai Warriors game,
it
and
was.
then
It
they
was.
came out this one.
Yeah, it was. And also, you know, one of my we're gonna get into this later, but I want to go in and say it now because I don't want to forget about it. So they added some new characters. Like I'm not gonna try to pronounce their names. I'm gonna definitely butcher it. But like they have Katsuyori Takada.
Yeah,
And he
Katsuyori. Yeah.
this is from Spirit of Sanada. This is his outfit, and this is his appearance from Spirit of Sanada. But you don't see Masayuki Sanada anywhere. But anyway, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We're gonna get to that in a little bit.
Mm.
So my opinions. So I followed every update they had for this game early on Facebook through the Koei Techmo site and also Samurai Warriors site because I just wanted to see what they got cooking. I wanted to see what the changes were, and I gotta say, if I were to score it on a 1 to 10, I have to be honest. Like, I think they pretty much. I would give it a 9 out of 10 for everything in general. Because I think all of their outfits and all the new changes to the characters are actually really good. Like
Mm.
Kenshin, I think he looks better now than he probably ever has
Yeah,
been. He looks so
Genshin looks
weird.
badass right
He
there.
looks
Yeah. Mm.
badass. Shingen Takada, I love the new Shingen. He looks so
Yes.
he was like a Ieyasu, this like big portly guy with a fan. Like now he's like this like spear wielding
Yes.
badass. And like Yashimoto, they made him so much better. Like look at Yashimoto now.
Yeah.
He's like talking to you like you're an insect. Like he's basically the Lu Bu of Samurai Warriors, which is really cool. I like that change because
Yeah.
Yashimoto was more of like a comedic relief in the original games. Like I mean 1 through 4, that's how he was.
He basically and he just gets killed off like really early. So like you just don't you're just like yeah he's fodder and
Yeah, he's just
like
fodder.
it's just
Yeah, he's
yeah
dead. He's dead really quick. And then there's just so many new characters. Like Katsuye Shibata looks the best he is ever looking. He's ever looked. Sorry, look is
yes
not even
yeah
the word. He's ever looked in all of Samurai Warriors, in my opinion. Like this is Katsuye Shibata, 110%.
mm.
Tadakatsu, I mean, his outfit has grown on me, but it's not really the outfit that I don't like. It's more of like his character that's completely changed. He's not the badass that you know him by. But then again, this story is not about the warriors of Mikawa. This is more about Nobunaga and like Mitsuhide. So that's probably why they diverted the focus of it. And Hideyoshi, I think he's completely forgettable in this game. I hate how he looks now. He looks very forgettable. I miss his moveset. He's still like a monkey character. He's like how he's always been, but it's still not my favorite. But anywho, we're gonna be here forever if we do this. So we have
Mm.
that. So the next thing I want to talk about was we need to actually get into the game and actually talk about some
Yeah.
pros. So I mean, let's go on and talk about. Well, we can go on and talk about the new characters. So we were basically already touching upon that.
Mm.
9 out of 10. There's just a lot of great quality and work that's been into all these characters. I think we can all agree, for the most part, everybody looks great. Nagamasa, I hate his new thing. He looks forgettable. I think the worst characters on this list is probably Nagamasa, and this is how he looks right here.
Mm.
Nagamasa and Hideyoshi, they look pretty much forgettable. But other than that, and some of these other characters, I'm not gonna try to say his name, but like he's pretty forgettable, and so
Yoshitatsu,
is this
yeah,
guy, and Matanobu, whatever his name is.
yeah,
Yeah. So
Mutanobu, yeah.
not those. Yeah. But other than that, everything is really interesting and very well defined. And also Nobuyuki. Yeah, he's very forgettable as well. He's a very forgettable character, which is really sad. But we'll get to cons in a little bit. So let's talk about the story. So you just mentioned Spirit of Sonata, and I loved that because I let you borrow Spirit of Sonata for a short time, and
Yeah,
you played through it and you loved it. Like it was a way to have a more not really linear. That's not the right word to be linear, but more of a specific story that it's more fleshed out with the Sonata
yeah.
clan, and it was really well done.
Yeah, that's probably the best. That's the best story Samurai Warriors game you'll ever get. Probably as of right now,
Hmm.
it's probably the best. The only one that comes close to it is probably like maybe some of the like the cutscenes and stuff from Samurai Warriors 1 and 4. Because
Hmm.
some of the ones from 4 were actually really good.
Yeah.
Like Yukimura's like last stand and stuff against the Tokugawa, where he's fighting his brother Nobuyuki
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's that cutscene's really good, but the Spirit of Sonata is probably like the magnum opus of their storytelling so far.
For sure.
Is
For
that
sure.
for me at least?
No, yeah, for sure. Samurai Warriors 2 actually had some pretty incredible
Oh
cutscenes and
yeah.
moments,
Mm,
and some of my favorite from that was Toshie Maeda, and that was from Samurai Warriors 2
yes.
Extreme
Yeah.
Legends. He was an excellent character, and his relationship with Hideyoshi was phenomenal. Like I was just actually
Yeah.
today watching those old cutscenes. I'm like, damn, Samurai Warriors 2 was way too good. It
Yeah.
was such a great improvement upon the original formula for Samurai Warriors 1. So yeah, so there's that. But the story here focuses on again Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. Um, so you basically get to see in linear form like of how it would have happened in history. This is again romanticized, so obviously what happens here is not exactly how it happened, but still, you have Nobunaga and you have his path, and then you have Mitsuhide's path. So the more you go through Nobunaga's path, more missions open up for Mitsuhide. So there's different perspectives of the same mission, and there's also separate missions for each other as well. And also, there's like a branch in between, and that's usually where it's going to be other side characters, like missions with Ieyasu, or like the Takeda, where you play as them. But these are very few and far between, as you can tell. There's only like probably a couple in the midst of like a bunch of others. So I mean, yeah, I mean as you can see, there's a bunch of them here as well. But yeah, so you get a mix of a lot of characters. But again, the main focus of the story is the relationship between Nobunaga, like his path to ruling Japan, and Mitsuhide, following in Nobunaga's footsteps and wanting to see his rule. Now, what I will say is this. The story, and this is my opinion. So if some people don't really like the story, hey, I respect the opinion, and that's what this course is all about. It's fantastic. You actually really get to see how close Nobunaga and Mitsuhide get. And sometimes it's a little bit jaded because they're not always together. Where like you thought in other games where they were, they're not. Like the Battle of Okayazama. Mitsuhide's not there.
Hmm.
He's doing something else, which I thought, oh dang, well the other games have him there. That's sad. I hate that. Which is totally fine. Because if that's actually how it happened, well that's still pretty cool. So you really get to see that relationship, and you get to see all the little missions and details that happened while Nobunaga was on his rise to power. Why people thought of him as an idiot and they didn't like him. How he had to unify his own territory, then to grow and take on the Imagawa. You get to see all the steps through it all, and it's really interesting, and I think they did a really good job. And they also encourage you, like you don't just play as Nobunaga. If you want to, you can, but not. There's some missions where you don't play as him, and there's some missions where it encourages you to play as other characters, which is really cool. Because I was just worried, like, oh damn it, I'm gonna have to play as like Nobunaga, like all these missions. That's gonna get so repetitive. That's awful. But no, you don't have to do that, which I do like. Let's see here. And the biggest. We'll get to the critiques in a second. I keep wanting to jump, bob and weave. So I'm just gonna go into something real quick here, just to kind of show you the graphics, because they actually changed the graphics versus the other games. So what you're gonna see now is it's if you ever played Ares is very familiar with this game. It's called Valkyria Chronicles.
Yep.
Valkyria Chronicles has like that that I
It's
don't
a
know how to
water palette. It's a watercolor paint palette type of art style that they're going for essentially, and what basically like it's a different animation where a lot of it looks like it's almost like hand drawn,
it's
and
yeah.
that was a departure from most of the other Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warrior stuff because they went for like more like fleshed out the more just kind of the regular realistic look of it. Except this game kind of just switched it over and went for the color water palette stuff, which I actually like. I like how it's kind of because it almost feels older too when you do that. Like
Yeah.
it you sacrifice a little bit of like the I guess you'd call it quote unquote realism for the water palette stuff to make it more seem like it's like the older style, like it's almost like a storytelling type of thing. And that's what I think a lot of people use it for. But that's basically what they switched it over for, and I don't mind it. I actually like it. I like the palette swap for it and everything. If they do this for like the Samurai Warriors 5 Empires and do it this way, I won't be shedding a tear from the art
Absolutely.
departure
No,
for it because
I
it still
completely
looks
agree.
good.
I completely agree. I think the Samurai Warriors and just the Warriors series in general has never looked better. I love
Yeah.
this shift. I think they should stay with this because I think it makes the games look a lot better. Which the Samurai Warriors 4 still looks fantastic. But like
Yeah.
I love it. They did a fantastic job. So now so we talked about that. Let's talk about the combat. So I know I'm playing as my boy Magawichi here because gosh
Yeah.
dang, this man just he was born in through brokenness, and he likes to throw brokenness everywhere he goes through his freaking moveset. So so the game is very similar to previous Samurai Warriors games, but like now there's a couple of new things that get added to the mix here. So if you hold R1, you have these new moves, like you have Helm Splitter, Flash Judgment, Pulse. You have these new moves now that were originally mixed in as like a Muso attack, or like for instance, if you were blocking in previous entries and you like pressed X, you can like kind of bob and weave and kind of like back up or shift to the left or right. So for instance, if you hold R1, it's as if you're also a high enough level, you can do certain moves. This is Flash Judgment, boom, bang, he's dead. And it's on a
Yeah.
charger. It's not a charger, it's on a timer. So again, triangle, if you want to kill everything everything in the game, just hold triangle.
Yeah, the triangle to win against the mobs, baby.
It gets the mobs, yeah, and it's pretty overpowered. It's not even funny. Also, look at that! Look how far you can shoot with that. Like it's
Yeah.
nuts. So watch this. Actually, no, I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to do it there. Hold on, let me do another one. Yeah, Blazing Sun, bang, bang, pow. He came in with the Glock. Everyone's dead. Jesus Christ.
It's like the mafia lighting up a place that didn't pay them. Like this is
Yeah,
actually what it is.
It's pretty nuts. So like, there's a lot of different like for instance, like if with this gun here, the cannon gun, which I need to talk about that. So there's no musket characters. Like Magawichi used to have a gun. It's not there anymore. It's like this cannon gun, and it's interesting to say the least. Because I thought, yeah, we're gonna get to the cons there in a second. Because I keep wanting to talk about that, but we're almost there, guys. So just hang on tight. But again, it's so enjoyable. The combat, in my opinion, is at its best. Like it is so fluid. It's so much fun. Like I mean, if you're under leveled, it's a really tough fight, but like it's still really engaging. Like you have a fun time. You also have a teammate and certain circumstances. Well, most of the time you do. If you don't, you end up getting a teammate later in that mission. That's what it's trying to set up. Every time you get 1,000 kills, you get a freaking buff. So then you can just end the game really quick, and it's awesome. And Magawichi, he's actually my highest leveled character, and so we're gonna end it right here. So if you do your rage and then you do your Muso, you have a special ability. So he's just going to let the rains down in Africa, and then he's going to Kadunk Thumper. He's done. That's it. Um, like,
Yeah, and you get the sick anime pose too. You get
yes,
the fucking you
yes.
just go,
It
yep, just
it's
wreck that
awesome.
shit. Yeah.
It feels good. The combat's like the other thing I don't like. Hey, look at this. Look at how big I am to like how little the NPCs are.
You,
Did you see that? That is actually a
yeah.
huge problem that like I've been noticing. But so yeah. So now I think we talked about the good things. So now the music I want to talk about. There's just it's a mixed bag. So the sound is fantastic. I don't have a problem with it. Certain characters when they're doing their move sets, their grunts are so much louder than their actual like attacks and like the slashing noises. Like for instance, Hanzo Ittori is voiced by the guy who does Yakuza Zero, the Kiryu character, or Kiryu. I'm sorry if I butcher any pronunciations, please forgive me. But but all you hear is huh 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 huh. Like that's all you hear. It's so loud, and it's just like okay, that's kind of taking me out of my my immersion with the game. Because like I love that sound of like when you slice an enemy, you hear that whoosh, like that sound of
Yeah,
the
you hear that
blade makes, and
shing.
the guy go like all that. It's very relaxing and fun. But like sometimes you hear the grunts a little bit too loud. So that's where I feel like the sound and music is a mixed bag. Um, so okay, so now let's go into the negatives. So we talked about the pros. So like again, let's review. The combat's fantastic. The new appearances of the characters, about a 9 out of 10. I mean, it would be a 10 out of 10, but some of them just are very forgettable. And we'll talk more about that later. Um, and yeah, the combat, new character appearances, the story, I find it very engaging, and I think it's very cool. I enjoy it. I really enjoy seeing all the different characters from different backgrounds interact with each other. I love how you see Mitsuhide go on his own path and he meets up with like the Asakura and also the Izai. He kind of hangs out with them for a few missions, and it's really interesting to see that. It just you see where it all works, and then you see how Nobunaga fucks it up. You're like, damn it, Nobunaga! It could have been so much better, and it's fine. It's very enjoyable. So we need to talk about the negatives here. So there's actually a few huge problems with this game that need to be talked about, and I'm not seeing I think I'm seeing it some being talked about on some reviews, but I feel like I need to preface this at the get-go. One of the biggest things when it comes to the Warriors games is how there are so many different move sets. There are so many different weapons that is very specific to the character you're playing as, right? So like Tadakatsu has the Tombogiri, that massive spear, right? But then Yukimura has a spear, but it's more like a cross spear. It's a different type. It's like has its own move set. It's very specific to his character. All of that. But for some reason, and the only way I can describe it is laziness. And that's actually one of my biggest negatives with this game is this game reeks of laziness with the series, and I'm pretty upset about it, and I'm not gonna lie. If you've been a long-term fan of the Warrior series games, you're gonna realize how fast you start running into other people who have the same move sets and same weapons as other characters, and as minor characters, like the ones you just absolutely wreck while you're playing through the game, like the minor ones, they have the same movesets as other major characters, and you're like, wait, what? What? There's no way.
Yeah.
So the game is about Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. Those are your two main characters in this video game. That's the one that they are focusing on. Why does Nobunaga have the same moveset and weapon as Kenshin? Why? It doesn't. Oh man,
It's so nuts.
it's so nuts. And people are gonna be like, well, Professor Diehard. I think they were kind of going for more of a realistic Samurai Warriors experience. Like those are the weapons those are the more popular weapons used.
I'll go ahead and tell them why you can't do that. Because it's never been realistic.
It's
And
well,
the,
yeah. First of all, yeah. I mean, because originally that's what I thought they were going for. But like as you keep playing the game, you have Ninja Boy here with two freaking cannon guns trying to dual wield like he's Kirito from Sword Art Online. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's badass, but like what you're seeing here is like a lot of characters. So for instance, I want to just talk about this because it's actually kind of nutty. So Mitsuhide, he has his just so you can see it. This is his weapon. This is how he stands. This is like that's his weapon he uses. It's a katana. If you're a fan of Mitsuhide in other Samurai Warriors iterations, you can easily tell like, okay, that's definitely Mitsuhide. All right.
Yeah.
Well, dang, I can't actually pull it up, but I can go into a mission real
And
quick.
then so that's Mitsuhide. Go and just go ahead and show what he does when he's older.
Yeah, I will in a sec. Sorry, I will. I wanted to show real quick because like for some reason you
Yeah.
can't see everybody. I think I may have to go to the vault so you can see it better. But okay, this is Nagamasa Zai. If you remember Nagamasa, he had a lance. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at this. Are you kidding me? It's literally the same. Look at that. It's the same moveset.
Yeah.
It's the exact same with different effects. And the only thing that's different with the game is the actual Muso. But for the most of the like okay, so for instance, Eternal Rain, that's exactly the same thing that Mitsuhide does. The R1 abilities, it's the same. And then okay, so for the Muso, I mean, boom, 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 he does that. So Mitsuhide will then, I think he puts the sword back into the sheath, and then he does like a couple of strikes. So he does like an electricity thing. That is the only difference with some of these characters. That is completely unforgivable. That is so lazy, so egregious, because you're charging full price for a game. Now, don't get me wrong, I paid full price, because again, I want to support Koei Techmo. I love the Warrior series games. But like, after Dynasty Warriors 9, I am shocked that they thought that they could get away with that.
Yeah.
Like that is just not right. So sorry, go back to Mitsuhide.
So look at Mitsuhide's stuff. Now this is older Mitsuhide. Now he has a gun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the worst part about this is that in Samurai Warriors 4 and Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, there's a moveset that's called just the katana and gun.
Yep.
And so they basically said, oh, we gotta slap this shit onto Mitsuhide here. Instead of just having him with this regular ass moveset that he has originally. And I guess it's trying to show like some type of like development of his like fighting style or whatever. But historically
he never used a gun to my knowledge.
He never used it.
Yeah,
It's
he never
just
once did.
always from his like sword and stuff. And it's just so weird. Like they did the change without actually like thinking like, okay, what would make more sense? Like what would probably make more sense for him to use would be something like have young Mitsuhide use something like a Kadachi, and then have him transition over to like maybe just like his like when he's older, have him just use his regular moveset.
No.
That
Sorry.
would make more sense.
Apparently, the only swords in this game is an Odachi and a katana. There's no Kadachis. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the bad thing. So like this is just like it's just comical. Like it's not even like because the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck they're going with that with Mitsuhide? But yeah, they literally went with that. And the worst part about it too, we were talking about the movesets. The movesets on this is just like, not only do you have similar movesets for about half the cast.
Yeah, let me just show that real quick.
To give you an idea, you
Mitsuhide.
had more movesets in original
Samurai
Warriors.
Original Samurai Warriors than what you have here. Yeah. So for instance, so there's minor officers, right? So some of them use bows, some of them use swords, spears, and nagatanas, all right? So for instance, so Mitsuhide's moveset is shared with major and minor characters everywhere. And he's the main character of the game. So watch this. Mitsuhide, Nagamasa. Let's see, there's another one somewhere. Nobuyuki. He's a new character that just got introduced. Like he has his own everything. He has his own new like appearance. This is like his first appearance in the game. Same moveset. And I'm pretty sure there's probably a couple others somewhere. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. Kenshin. He uses like a very big, heavy spear. I don't know what they call it in this game. I didn't really pay attention to that. Him, Toshie, Tadakatsu, and let's see, this guy have the same moveset. That's 4 characters that have the exact same moveset, but separate, different Muso attacks. Okay, and I will say this.
Man.
There are certain characters that they're the only ones who have the moveset. The Sanadayu, the Momochi guy right here, he's like the new assassin ninja guy, and there's a couple of new ninja people, which is they're fantastic. I like them. They're very well done, and then like in their appearance department. He is the only one that has the chain and sickle, which has been in other games. And Dynasty, his moveset is from Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors. Gan Ning had it. If I remember correctly, it was Gan Ning.
Yeah, Gan Ning had it. Hell, Hanzo had it. He had the.
It's not the exact same. It's not as Hanzo. It's not the same because Hanzo it was like a backwards scythe, and he kind of ran kind of cool, like always crouched. Got his poor knees. But like, yeah. So like, Jesus. But no, this is a little bit different. But it's Gan Ning. How he holds it, it's very similar to how Gan Ning does in Dynasty Warriors. He's the only one that has that. Hanzo is the only one who has the Ninja Blade Shuriken moveset. That's it. But now there are even more new characters. Yasuke, which again, his addition to this game is just weird because like he shows up out of nowhere. There's no story that talks about him at all, which is lame. And like instead of him being a samurai, he has fisticuffs. He has gauntlets, which is like the most.
He's a created character from Fight Night. Yeah.
God. It's So he's saying he has the same moveset as this girl. Okay. So, anywho, I just need to talk about that. Okay, and one last thing. No, same thing as this guy. The guy who's ahead of the Mori.
Yeah,
they
Minari,
both have bows. And okay, Hanabe has a drum. I have not seen anyone else have a drum. Whatever that is, it's like a drum with like, I don't get it. But guns. Hey, no, the gun character I was just playing as Magawichi. Though I love Magawichi, he has the same moveset. Magawichi has the same moveset. Nobunaga and Kenshin. Okay, sorry, I already talked about that. But I wanted to really talk about that because Koei Techmo, I mean this with love and admiration because I have been a fan of Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors for years. Such a long time. This is unacceptable. This is straight up unacceptable. You cannot sell a game in a series like what you've done and just completely just
they gutted the movesets. It wasn't the fact that now they have less characters than what they would have in, let's say, something like in a Empires game. They actually add people to the Empires game stuff, and they add it for the new iterations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, considering too that this is just one time, like one specific time they're going for in the warring states or in the warring era, which is fine. But like, there's almost no reason to put out this game in the way that they did, with fewer characters than what they probably could have added, with the same movesets and the same weapons, and then just on the fact that like it's only for that part of the story. It's only Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. That's it. Like
exactly.
They throw in the Takeda in there, what fucking Nagashino probably at the very end of Nobunaga's life.
They do.
Before the incident in Honoji and stuff. All this like all that stuff they could have probably ended up doing or could have added is just not in there. It's like this is like it. There's so much stuff that they did for the sake of introducing like the actual like better story for it, and they basically just went in there and said, all right, we're going to gut that part of it. We got to slice this. Oh, we got a new character in here. Let's have him with the same moveset as the main character. That'll solve our development problems and go from there. And what they should have done instead was just go, all right, we've got all these brand new guys in here, and instead of having the same movesets, we're going to spice it up a little bit. Even if they didn't have the same moveset, like they did with Hanzo. Hanzo has had literally the same moveset. They came up with a good-looking ass moveset for Hanzo, too.
They did.
And they literally could have done that with probably every other character that you're looking at on the screen and done a, like, cool ass, like, even, like, give the Yasuke guy, the new samurai guy, just give him, like, something like Zhou Tai. And just have him just do like a quick draw.
I was
thing
just
like that.
thinking that. If you're going to reuse old movesets, where the fuck is Zhou Tai's moveset? His moveset is perfect for Japan.
Yeah, he literally is like he's a Aijutsu fucking user. Like he is straight from the draw, and his moveset is super friggin' dope.
He's my favorite character in Dynasty Warriors. Like,
there's just it's just absolutely fucking bonkers to me that somebody decided that was going to be the way that they want it. And I think that's where we can probably go into like what we actually probably would both want from like the Samurai Warrior stuff like going forward, because
before we get to that, it's just. One last time, I just really want to preface that this is unacceptable for a Warriors game.
Yeah.
This is on par with like Street Fighter when they lower characters, they movesets are the same, and I like the idea where you went with Spirit of Sanada. I loved that, and you wanted to do that here. I am for it, right? Okay, so there's actually a thing I wanted to talk about. So the biggest thing they added to this game is the ability for any character to use any other weapon, right? So that's probably the reason why they did that, but that doesn't excuse it by no means, because what you could have done is that any character could use any other weapon, regardless if it was more girly or more manly or whatever you wanted to call it. Like, they kept it to, for instance, let's talk about that. How many movesets, like, are there? Like, how many different types of weapons are there? And I'll show you. So if you go to change equipment, over here, boom, he has the Knuckle Buster. All right. So here's your tabs here. You have all weapons. Here are the types of weapons in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, sorry. I may have messed up my counting here. So how many characters are there? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 14, 19, 24, 29, 34, 30. What? Really?
Yeah.
39 characters.
39 characters and 15 movesets.
And 15 movesets. Unfucking forgivable.
The characters, it's almost double, so you almost have double the ratio, or over double the ratio of characters
it's
than
like
you have
2.5, I think.
Yeah.
2.5, yeah.
Like so out of every character that you could possibly choose from, there's at least a 2.5 chance from the character list that the character that you pick next might have the same moveset as the other character.
It's 2.6. We were 0.1 off. Yeah, 2.6.
Oh, Jesus.
That is so lazy. That's so lazy. And, like, you're not going to get a pass on that. That's going to affect the score, because that shit starts to get repetitive when you're playing to the story and everyone has the same moveset. And another negative thing here, they made a big post. They're like, hey, here are our new characters. The new characters are like here, like this guy's new, there's this guy, he's new. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, blah, blah, blah. These are all our new characters, right? Katsuyori is not fucking new. He's from Spirit of Sanada. That's not a new character.
And he's pretty much also been in the game since the first Samurai
Yeah, but
Warriors.
his appearance like this is from Spirit of Sanada. That's
Yeah,
where it
Spirit of
comes from.
Sanada.
So
Yeah.
that you can that does not count as a new character at all. That is a lie. And not only that, where is Yukimura? Okay, actually, let me backpedal. Technically, he was a kid at this point, so that's fair. I'll give you that.
Mm.
I'm fine with Yukimura not being there because he's been in every single other game. That's fine. You're wanting to stick it to this storyline. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Um, but where is Kunichi? Where is she at? She was there. She was in a
Yeah.
lot of different
Yeah.
places. Where is she at? Where is Katasuge No? Where is he at? He's
Yeah.
not in this game. Fuck. I'm trying to wrap my brain around some characters that are not here that were in other games. I had another one. I lost it. I'm so mad at myself. Nomasa Ill.
Okuni.
Yeah, Akuni.
Mm.
I can understand why she's not in it, especially
Yeah.
Goemon. I
Now,
mean,
Naomasa Lee. Um,
yeah, Nomasa
he. I
Lee. He's
mean,
not in it.
yeah.
Which I don't know if he came later. I can't remember his.
No, he was. I mean, he was part of the Tokugawa
Ina.
era.
Where's Ina at?
Yeah. Mm.
Ina's not here, and like if I remember correctly, she was there for I can't remember exactly when she actually comes in, but she's not here. Um,
Mm.
but you have all these extra characters here. He dies early on. There's some spoilers here. I'm sorry, I had to be honest here, and I
Mm.
should have prefaced that. Some of these characters are very forgettable. Like he's Dosan Saito. He's interesting because he's the father of Lady No, which is cool. I
Mm.
like that. But again, he's there for such a short amount of time that like, why have him if he's not going to be? It's just it doesn't make sense. He's the Viper. That's what they refer to him as. But you don't see him
Mm.
do Viper-esque things at all. Like he's just Yasuke. He's new but barely has any time. Nobuyuki, super forgettable. Um, forgettable. I can't say anything about him because he doesn't. He looks like he's from China and he's from the Ming Empire. That's what his armor looks like. Like so, I'm confused with that character. And again, Yoshiatsu, how you want to pronounce it, he's forgettable as well. So anywho, so I have to. Okay, also, okay, actually, I have to. Okay. Can you hear the audio? Okay, where you're at, Aries?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
can you hear the music? Okay. Like in the
Well, I
game.
can't really know. Hmm.
Okay. So real quick, all the music in this game, I have to be. This is me being very, 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 very brutally honest, and I hate to do it, but I need to. I need to do this. Is mush. It's same. Okay. Apparently, okay. Broadcasting only mic audio because you entered a blocked scene. Okay, so apparently I can't play. Can you hear the music? Okay.
I think it's just from it's from the
I
scene. Yeah.
can't share that. So, if you remember the Battle of Inagawa, like the Samurai Warriors 1 Battle of Inagawa,
Mm.
I'm gonna look it
It
up
was a
right now.
banger.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna play
It
it right
was
now.
it was a
Listen.
straight up actual banger.
Okay, have that. Listen to this. Actually, that's not what I want at all. I gotta find it. Give me 1 second, guys. Inagawa OST. Why you give me 4? Give me 5, dang it. I have to show you this. This is a prime example of how forgettable they made. Okay. This is an example of some of the music. There is no longer any heart and soul, and this is just my opinion. Some people may like that. They completely ruined Anagawa, the Anagawa OST, like the song for the battle. Like, what was your thoughts of the difference there, Aries?
Yeah, like at that point, you might as well just go full on Dynasty Warriors with the tracks and everything. The reason why I actually preferred the Dynasty Warriors tracks for like the battles and everything over the Samurai Warriors ones because the Samurai Warriors ones changed too much over the years. Where like
Mm-hmm.
they went to like it was like very synthy things. With Dynasty Warriors, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting those
You know,
fucking
electric.
dual guitars screaming at you throughout the entire match for like the entire fight. And like so you know it's consistently good. Whoever I think it's the same guys that do the music for it for like forever since they like did it from like Dynasty Warriors 5 on. I think it's the same group that does it. But like damn, like the yeah, I don't really care too much for that newer version because that
It,
it's just a guitar in the
yeah,
background that I like. But like
the
besides that, like
soul.
it's the
The,
yeah, it doesn't sound like that one from Samurai Warriors 1 has more like
soul to it. It's
feel to
more,
it. Yes.
yes, like you're bobbing your head to it. Like it's just this is a good song. Everything is like guitar, electric guitarified in this game, and like it feels like there was never a time I was listening to the music that I was like happy about it. And I mean,
Yeah.
I've been playing it for a while now, and like nothing stood out to me. But the original Samurai Warriors games had the best soundtrack. I don't know what they were doing. Like it's like they decided to make them all sound the same and just all electric guitar and just heart pumping. It's like, but
Yeah.
sometimes you don't need that. You don't need to have that like upbeat thing all the time because then okay, because there's actually a thing if you are playing Dynasty Warriors Hulao Gate, right? Yeah, like there's guitar at some
Oh
points,
yeah.
but then once Lu Bu comes in, then things get
Oh yeah, you hear that
fucking serious. Yes, dun, dun, dun,
like
dun,
as
dun.
soon as that thing
There's a
shows
shift.
up, like you know you're shit in your bed. Yeah.
There's a definitive shift in the tone of the music that signals to you, okay, shit's rocking. But there's never a moment
Mm.
of that in this game, ever. Like everything is just forgettable in the music department, and that is again unforgivable. That is
Mm.
you play these games not only for like the brain dead. It's not really brain dead combat, but technically it kind of is. It's bud mashing. But like you play it for
Mm.
that, and then there's some of the freaking the soundtrack. That's what you play the game for, and it's just not there. They did not rise to the occasion with the soundtrack, and that's a huge negative. So now, in the limited story, again, back in the golden days, everyone had a story, everyone had their own limelight, every character. In this game, they don't. It's just mostly Nobunaga, Mitsuhide, and then the side characters show up occasionally, and they have their own missions. But Magawichi does not. Like certain characters don't. They're more like the after you beat like Nobunaga's scenarios, you have the what if scenarios. Like what if this happened, what if that happened, and that's how you actually unlock Magawichi for free mode. You have to do that. But that's it. So none of them get a lot of limelight. So now we talked about all the negatives, right? So let's talk about what we want. What the fuck we want, right? So number one, uh, characters. Return our characters back to us with new visuals, new appearances. I mean, hell, if you want to take Yukimura's Spirit of Sanada outfit, I'd be okay. Masayuki
Hell
Sanada, I
yeah, that's a
want bring his
dope one.
ass
Yeah.
back. Masayuki was awesome.
Yeah.
I am going to call it. There's actually one last negative I forgot to talk about, and it's very obvious. It's the one. Like there's a point in the game where Nobunaga and Mitsuhide get older. Why the fuck is no one else getting older? Why is Ieyasu still a little child? Nobunaga is like probably like what 18 at this point, 20 something. Now he's like in his 30s right here. Ieyasu, while he's in his 30s, is still the same little kid. That is so lazy. If you're going to do a time skip, let the time skip show up for people that actually it should show up for. Like Ieyasu, he should be older now. Doesn't happen. Anywho, last gripe on that. Moving past that now. What do we want? We need return of characters. We need Yukimura. We need Nomasa Ill. We need I would like some better appearances for some of the people I didn't like Hideyoshi. I want his OG outfit back. Give it back to me. I love his Samurai Warriors 2 outfit. It was fantastic. Don't take that away from me. It was actually really good what you had in Samurai Warriors 2, in my opinion. Sakon Shima. Where's Sakon Shima?
Yeah.
He's not there.
Where's Keiji?
Mitsunari is not there. Musashi. I mean, let's just go on and just make this
Musashi Miyamoto.
Yeah.
Keiji Maeda.
Keiji Maeda is nowhere to be found in this game. He's not here.
Like, even Goemon is absent, and then
and I'm okay with that. I didn't really like Goemon. I'll be honest. I didn't care for him.
Let's see. There's the Kuroda. No, Kuroda's in the game.
Mitsuhide's daughter, Grace.
Yeah, Grace. Yeah.
Where is she at? She's a huge character. Why is she not there?
There's
Lady Nene.
Yeah, Nene. Yep. It's all
Kotaro
that.
Fuma's not here.
The Hojo. Yeah, the
no
Hojo.
Which I don't think they really played a huge role in this story, which is fine because they technically didn't.
Yeah.
That's why the Hojo's not here.
There's a lot of the stuff that I think we're missing out on is stuff that they should add for the Empires when they do, because they'll eventually do 5 Empires.
They should.
Yeah, but what they just need to do if they're going to do Samurai Warriors 5 Empires is just go ahead, add everybody in there, get their new designs in, have their get these guys a moveset.
Donate $5.99 a month to help your main characters get a moveset.
Yeah, begin to get a moveset. Jesus, but like all that, if you're gonna what they really need to do, if you're gonna go, they need to pick and choose for the music. Are you gonna go like really traditional, like Japanese, like with like all the original like sounds from like 1 or from some of the tracks from 4 actually? Were a lot better because they were going like more traditional type thing, which is good.
Yeah.
But just aside, do you just want the Warriors series to be like filled with like the traditional stuff, or do you want to just fucking rock out the entire time? I'm a fan of either one. I don't give a shit. Just as long as they like actually pick one and stick with it. You need
to have the option.
Pick a genre and stick with it.
If Super Smash Brothers can bring back all the music from every single game, like from everything you can think of, there's no reason why that Samurai Warriors can't do it. And it's on the. By the way, we are both. I am playing this game through PS5, and so that's what I'm doing. And it plays like a freaking. There's no slowdown, no issues. I don't think I've even crashed at all. The game plays perfectly fine. So, but yeah, so we need characters to return for Empires. Empires needs to have a lot of systems in place like Dynasty Warrior does, like sieges. I better see sieges in the new Samurai Warriors Empires, because we're going to be playing Dynasty Warriors Empires, and we'll probably do another review for that when it comes out. But Samurai Warriors better have better sieges, better everything. Having kids, marrying like you could do. More scenarios that diversify like events. If I see Warm Sandal event one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill. Oh my god, that was so annoying. Especially if you want to romance a person, it's like, hey, you know what we should do? Become rivals. No, I should freaking make love to you. We should be, It's funny, but we should do that. More political systems that make more sense. More politics. Do different things to make it more fun and engaging. That encourage you to do different play styles. That's what we want. Customizing, character customization. Have good character customization. Give us outfits like what we see here, and don't let me look like a freaking Final Fantasy character. Make me have some good freaking armor pieces and stuff that we can make our characters look like that we want them to look like. Give us plenty of options. Let's see here. Bring us back the old music so we can listen to whatever we want when we play the game. So we can also celebrate the history of the series. Weapons. More. I need a weapon. God Almighty, Master Chief
I
quote.
Need a weapon. Yeah,
I literally need a moveset. Like, I need a
Gosh,
fucking move set.
damn.
Where are the move sets? That's wrong. That's so
Yeah,
bad.
do the maps too. Like if you do it, like and there's like a Empires, like if it's the Empires mode and somebody's at Osaka, like in like the summertime and stuff, like the old Osaka summer
Yeah.
map, do that and then give us the siege on top of that because that will be
Yes.
dope.
Um. So the last thing I want to talk about is so when you said maps, I'm glad you brought that up because it actually was something that was kind of a negative for me. There I miss the original maps from the other games. I'm going to go on and say it. I miss them. I miss them
Mm.
very dearly. I feel like the new maps, like for instance, on the Battle of Mikigahara, if I said that correctly, is that the
Mm.
one with Ieyasu and Shingen?
In Shingen, yeah.
Yeah. So that battle in Samurai Warriors 1 was perfectly done. It's an open field
Yeah.
battle.
Hmm.
There's a river that goes in between, and like it's just so awesome. They have butchered that fight, that battle. It doesn't make sense. It looks like you're in the trenches of World War One. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't know what they were thinking with that with that move to this new map. Some of the maps just like don't make sense, and I'm so confused why they did some of these maps like that. Because some of the point of like having these open field battles was like to get that sense of like, damn, it's a war. It's just this shit's going crazy. But like that was like one of the most popular battles from back in the day, getting Hanzo to assassinate Shingen. No, what happens is Hanzo comes back and says, "Hey, by the way, sir, I was doing some reconnaissance. Hey, Ieyasu, I can pretend to be you." Doesn't even assassinate Shingen, which is okay. I'm doing a lot of spoilers here. I apologize, guys. But if you are if you're an older fan of Samurai Warriors, you shouldn't be surprised at anything I'm saying because you've heard the story, you've played the story hundreds of times by now. If you're new to it, I apologize if that's a little bit of a spoiler. So I'll probably put in the title some spoilers. So be warned, just so for future people that watch it, they don't get kind of screwed with that. Um, but yeah, so I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Aries, anything for you?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Basically, give us our move sets back, better maps, better music, make it the way it used to be, and yeah, we won't have any problems. So now we need to get into our final verdicts. So I think it's gonna be a little bit more tough for you to give a verdict, since you haven't played the game.
Yeah,
But I am okay
I
with you
was thinking
giving
of
a
that.
verdict based upon what you know.
Hmm.
But if you can't do that, that's okay. Because most likely,
Yeah.
you giving a verdict wouldn't make sense. Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. I would probably I probably wouldn't be able to give one without actually going back in and actually playing it for myself. But like, I know there are certain things I would give like the my individual scores on, which would be like the character designs, probably about 9 or 10
wait a
out of
second. Does
10,
Katsuie
honestly.
and Magawichi look the same? Look at Magawichi.
Go to Smashuichi, yeah, then go to Katsuya. No, it's just because of the beard. You're thinking too much of the beard.
Okay, fine.
Uh,
Moving on.
yep. Uh, but no, yeah, the character redesigns, dope. Music, probably about a 4.
And
I didn't.
yeah, you may want to review it once you get the game, and you can review it on your channel. I can totally tag along, and then you can give your actual opinion on that. Just because, like, I've heard a lot,
Yeah.
you may have not heard that much, but you could probably look it up on the YouTube. But anywho, continue on.
And yeah, like so I could give like on individual stuff that I've seen, and just based off stuff that I've seen without playing it. But as far as like overall thing, I probably wouldn't be able to, just because the Warriors game is like something I'm really particular on. Like even because I went and played like other ones too. I played Fire Emblem Warriors, which
Yeah.
is actually pretty decent. I actually really liked it, and apparently they're going to do a sequel eventually on it. So like, I will definitely do that. There's some problems I have with that game, very similar to this, because this roster I think is actually bigger than the Fire Emblem Warriors roster. And but like that is one of my big problems with it. It's just like it's the roster of it, and the roster here is just like it's just not impressive compared to the Empire stuff. If I plugged in Samurai Warriors 4 Empires right now and played it, I have more characters, I have more movesets, I have more everything at my disposal, and I get to invade pretty much anywhere I want to on the Japanese islands and stuff. So like that part of it is I know what I would base mine off of, but I wouldn't be able to do it without giving the review. But what is your final verdict?
It's tough, man, because with all the issues I have, I've been having a blast. It's actually been really fun. But like I have to throw away my jadedness with the good, and I have to really take into account the bad, because this is as good as of a game it actually is. The bad does bring it down a bit, because it's so noticeable how lazy they got. And
Yeah.
after a failure of Dynasty Warriors 9, also, holy shit, where are the English voice actors? That's another thing we just. I'm sorry. Like, there's always something else that comes up to your head. Like when you're thinking about games like this. This game needs English voice actors. Not because I'm a sub or a dub, nothing like that. It's because the game is so crazy that it's so difficult to like play the game. It's a difference between like if you're watching an anime, you can look up and down and it's not a big problem. But you are literally doing three different types of things. You are trying to play the video game, move your character with your controller, trying to watch the TV, you see everything that's going on, and then you're trying to read subtitles. It is so. And sometimes the subtitles are like 3 lines long, and they get smaller, so it's hard to see what's going on. Like there's a section with the Battle of Enagawa where like Nobunaga's doing this thing, and like it's just so hard to kind of see a couple of times what he was saying because there's so much words in the text box, you don't know what the fuck he's saying. So we need English voice actors. Bring them back and actually pay money for good English voice actors. That we
Yeah.
need them. It makes the experience so much freaking better. And don't do a Dynasty Warriors 9. Moving on. So final verdict after all that, and that's with low move sets. A couple of the characters I don't really like. Um, the very linear storyline that doesn't include all the characters in the way I feel like it should. Like having more characters that have more limelight. Um, I feel like a very fair score would be a 7 or an 8. Um,
Mm.
I feel bad giving it a 7, but with all honesty, I mean, the game can get really repetitive, and the story, though the story is fantastic and the gameplay is incredibly fun, you get pulled out of the experience when you're seeing other characters with the exact same fucking move set as the main characters. It's nuts. It's so bad and it's so lazy, and that should never have happened in a Muso game. Ever. Especially since
Yeah.
it's a smaller game. You're not doing all the missions with everybody. It's less voice acting if you actually think about it. Like I, I don't know. I just feel like they got really lazy with this, and they tried to meet a deadline, or they just decide to be lazy to get a cash grab, and so that's what I'm not happy with. Um, I think a 7. If I can go 7, 7.5, that would be my score. I think a 7. It's a good game. It's good. It's not above average. It's above that, of course. It's a good game, and I do recommend that people buy it and play it. Um, but it's just going forward. Koei Techmo, this is strike 2. Now this is not a failure like Dynasty Warriors 9 was, but
Mm.
I'm noticing you cutting corners, and I don't like that. You put a
Mm.
lot of work and effort in making this game, like changing the appearances, and some of them actually didn't change that much. Hanabe is basically the same as he's always been.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't tell. The Mori guy, I mean, he looks pretty much the same to my knowledge. Hideyoshi's different,
He's
but like,
older. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. I can't really explain. Like some of them are, I don't know. Some of them are also
Like
forgettable. Like these people at the
Nagamasa looks
bottom.
like he's trying out for Nagamasa looks like he's trying out for My Hero Academia, and
I don't really like Nagamasa's outfit though. I think it's very
yeah,
forgettable. I hate they
yeah.
toned him down. Ugh, but that's just my thoughts. But anywho, so yeah, I think seven. I think seven's really fair. The story is engaging. The characters are awesome. Their appearances are fantastic. Their lack of moveset is unforgivable. The music is but the sound effects are great, except for all the characters grunting that takes precedence over the actual fucking killing going on. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Do you have any other comments?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, no, I think we covered
You
everything.
do.
So, guys, if you like
Yeah.
this, leave a like, maybe comment, and if you haven't already, try going and subscribing. If you don't want to stay subscribed, you don't have to. That's completely okay. But just, lets me know that, like, if you like this content, you want me to show you more, I can definitely do that. Also, check out Aries Gaming Productions. He's always doing something on his channel, and he's always very fun, very intuitive, and likes to talk and explain things, and it's really enjoyable. And so we've been doing this for a while now, and we like to keep it going. And I took a little bit
Hit
of a
that
break.
subscribe button.
Damn. But yeah, we've been took a little bit of a break from things. But it's just nice to kind of be back occasionally and just post a random video, just talking about things I'm interested in, and be on the lookout for a Doki Doki Literature Club playthrough with a freaking PT. He's gonna come back, and that's gonna be really
Yes.
fun. That's gonna be freaking wild. And Aries, you're more welcome to join us too if you want. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what we're going to call it. And if you find this review helpful, feel free to share it. Let people know that this was played on the PS5, and we are just diehard fans of Koei Tecmo and the Warrior series, and what we want is the best for this series. And then when we see things that shouldn't be there, we're going to talk about it because I mean, we have there's a lot of younger people out there now, and they may not have the experience that we did, growing up on the OG games that still hold
Yep.
up today. So I take the time and just look back at the old games and then compare, and then you will see there is just God, PS2 games had more fucking move sets. PS2.
Yeah.
Anywho, fix your fucking game. But other than that, it's fantastic. It's still a good game. So, part of me wants to give it a 6, but it's not. It's not above average. It's not. It's a 7. So 7, 7.5. That's my review. That's my score. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Aries Gaming Productions, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Deuces.